right, y'all. Welcome to Tip Offs and Kickoffs. We're back with another video. I told y'all we're gonna bring some guests on, so here we go, man. Introduce yourselves, man.
What's going on, Big T Woods?
Yeah, Mike.
All right, y'all. So you already know, back with another video. We're gonna bring y'all some good content. So let's top it all off with this. T, man, tell everybody about yourself, man.
Who, Jared?
Hoosiers.
I'm in Bloomington, baby. I'm in Bloomington, and that was insane to see. I've seen a lot of terrible things. Going into last year, we had the most losses in college football history, and to turn it around like this has been surreal, insane to say the very least.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, last night was nuts. I know you got to experience the crowd on Kirkwood.
Oh
You
my
want to talk? You
goodness!
want to talk a bit about that?
Oh my goodness! I was just, man, talk about euphoria. I was just running through the streets, just essentially just blacked out, lost in the moment. Honestly, there was people everywhere. Just, we were packed, packed in the street. People were hanging on building signs, awnings. They lit a couch on fire downtown. That was pretty crazy to see. And it was cold. It was cold, but nobody cared. It was adrenaline. The moment.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all are pretty crazy for that one. It felt damn near
Oh,
negative outside.
it was negative. We had people camping out the night before the game just to secure a spot in the bar. Um, as far as I know, up to 10 p.m. the night before. Um, it's a long wait to be in the cold.
That's crazy. I mean, I know there's a lot of people over there that's sick right now because from what I saw in the videos, I saw that people had like one layer of clothes on. And then
Oh,
people had their shirts off, and I'm like, yeah, you're all stupid, man. Like,
yeah.
it's
I,
too
I,
cold for that.
I was rocked out with my thermals on, you know what I'm saying? So I came a little prepared, bundled up just a little bit, but I'm sure the booze and the adrenaline, most people didn't care because at one point I didn't feel myself being cold.
Yeah, straight up. All right, Mikey, tell us a little about yourself, man.
Well, my name's Mike. Live in Northeast Indianapolis. Huge sports fan. Everything Indiana. IU, Notre Dame, Pacers, Colts. Rock all sports here. So that's basically it. About to turn 40 here soon, but all sports. A
Respect,
little
man.
gaming too. Oh, a little gaming too. I can't lie.
Yeah, you can't leave that out, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the game last night. Obviously, crazy game, close battle. What do you guys think, man?
Man, both defensive lines, talk about some units, man. I mean, Miami, both edge rushers, giving them hell. I mean, they were on Mendoza like white on rice. You know what I'm saying? He took some rough hits, some questionable hits. He could have made some calls, uh, but it's the biggest game. You don't want to have the game come down to some stuff like that. Um, the run game for both teams, it was there at times, and then at times it wasn't. Fletcher for Miami, he runs hard. I mean, he runs hard. We all saw it. Every single time someone attempted to tackle, they were getting bruised up, and then he still broke one off for about 57 yards.
Yep.
That was insane.
They
It
had
got
him.
real quiet in that bar when that happened. I'll tell you that.
They had him in pretty good check. I mean, he had 16 for like 50 something before that, and then he had
Yeah.
that 57-yard run to make his average look real nice. But they were
Uh,
holding him in check pretty good, and Indiana was running the ball, well here and there. But you know, for the most part, like everybody thought, Miami's got a really good defense. Their D line is no joke. I mean, they got I think at least a first round pick, if not a first and a second round pick on that D line. Lots of guys going to be drafted from both teams. So defenses really showed up last night. I saw a thing on ESPN. This is Indiana has not lost a fumble in its last 1,047 plays, offensive plays in 15 games. So they only lost a fumble in the first quarter of the season opener. That's no other team's done that since 04. So they took care of the ball, even though they weren't necessarily efficient running all the time, but they took care of the ball and did what they had to do.
Both defenses did play great. I knew coming into this game, Miami's D line was like top tier. Man, they literally were not letting down, and when they're putting the second string in, they were doing the same shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. Mendoza definitely was scared. They had that man running all over, running left, right. But damn, I got to give it to Mendoza, man. He has a lot of balls for that QB draw he did. Jesus, man, that was some NFL street shit.
Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and go diving toward the end zone.
Couldn't be stopped.
Played it all on the line.
That man had the sliders turned all the way up. I'm just like, dude, like how? Like, I don't know, man. You see this guy, kind of goofy and a little bit athletic, but you just see this guy just go in there and do that. And man, for him to do that dive and to have control of that ball still, I was impressed, man. Because that last guy that hit him pretty good. He held on to it. So shout out to Mendoza, man.
Yeah, had a Heisman moment for sure, and I heard he pulled the Heisman pose on the way to the sideline.
That's crazy.
I didn't quite see it, but yeah, he deserved it. Put that team on his back.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the greatest night of my life. It's insane.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know if you guys saw, for 3 years straight, Big Ten teams are on top. Have won the national championship last 3 years.
Yeah,
crazy.
SEC went 2-8 in that time, and in bowl games, so they've not been not living up to the hype of the SEC.
SEC still throwing some shade on the Big Ten. I don't know if you guys saw. Nick Saban said people in the South would not go to the North unless you paid them.
An advantage for the Big Ten. I don't care. You'll never convince me otherwise.
The North?
The North.
The North?
Because people in the South would not go to the North unless you paid them.
What do you guys think about that?
That's fine. If that's fine. If they can't handle it, then that's why they're a little tougher up north. You get all those southern teams in the snow, and they start acting like they don't know what to do.
Yeah, not true. I mean, him saying that's a little ignorant, but he's pretty much saying, "Oh well, we've been paying our players for years, and now you guys are paying your players too, so now it's more competition." Pretty much what he's saying. Everybody knows for years that SEC schools and ACC schools were getting paid, and then now they can't. Well, they can compete, but everybody's able to compete because everybody has a budget and everybody can pay players. So now, I'm not going to just go to Alabama. I can go to Indiana. They're going to offer me $5 million. I can go to Wisconsin. They're going to offer me a couple million. It's not just the Alabama, Georgia bribery. Now we all can do it. So yeah, I just think they're SEC is a little butthurt that everybody's on game now. But it is what it is, man. Shout out to the Hoosiers. And, man, I mean, it just shows you the Big Ten is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, dominant. Very, very dominant, man.
Yeah, they've got some of the top programs. Michigan's always going to be there. Oregon's always going to be there. Ohio State, now Indiana. I mean, that's 4 in the top 10 in the U.S. right there. Usually, Michigan had a little bit of an off year, but there's a lot of money in the Big Ten, and like Coach O said from was it LSU? They said, "What's the difference between today's game and back then?" He goes, "Well, back then We used to just go through the back door with a wad of cash. Now we can just go through the front door.
Yeah. It's honestly shocking that he actually admits that, but I mean, he knows he's not ever coaching again, so might as well just spill the beans right there.
Yeah, he's not going to get in trouble for it, and nothing they can prove anyway, probably. So
Yeah, straight up. What you guys think about Alberto Mendoza hitting the transfer portal? Were you guys surprised or what?
I was.
No, I wasn't surprised. Although he could have maybe used another year for development. You know, he wasn't going to come in and jump Josh Hoover. You know, I think Signetti knows what he wants in his starting quarterback. Could Alberto have been that? I don't know about yet. Maybe in due time.
Yeah, he's a bit more athletic than his brother, but he came in and played well. But obviously, they see him in practice every day, and they still went after Hoover. So he'll get a chance. I think the word is he's going to Georgia Tech, is what I heard earlier.
That's what I'd say.
So that'll be a good program for him to establish himself, and they had a pretty good team this year.
I could almost see how his game would resemble in their current quarterback, Haynes King. He's had a great 2 years at Georgia Tech.
Is King still? Is he coming out, or is
Yeah,
he
no,
still going to be there?
he's done for it. He's out
Okay.
of eligibility. Man's been in college for about a decade and a half now.
I mean, he might have been able to test Ole Miss there because their quarterback got denied for
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, I told him straight up, you're going to the league, buddy. That or you going back home? Which one you choosing?
You're getting out of college.
Yeah, he couldn't extend his stay like Carson Beck did, man.
Yeah, Brian Cardinal out here.
Man, speaking of that dude, man, what's up with that last play of the game, man? What was going through his head?
And he was seeing ghosts. That man was seeing ghosts. So that in the double coverage, that was a good game. The bar he brought, it was deafening. And oh my God, bodies colliding in there. People were just bouncing off each other, celebrating. Um, I I was trying to exit the bar right after that had happened because we knew the game was over and the streets would be flooding after that. And people kept stopping me. They were giving me hugs and whatnot. It was insane. Honestly.
That'd been pretty cool.
So
Yeah, I know that was hell of an experience, bro. I was jealous as hell. Man, shout out to the people who had to work today after going through all that.
Yeah.
right, my boss gave us the day off because boys won. So I won twice last night.
There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. He definitely was going through some pressure. I know that place was loud, and man, the game was in his hands, and he's just like, look, they're like, look, get this job done, but man, that pass looks so damn good, and then took it away, just like that.
I'll tell you what, the most impressive thing of this whole playoff run, the Indiana, for not a single second, was losing a football game. It was either tied or they had the lead the whole time. Talk about domination.
Yeah, their defense was killer the whole time. In that Jamari Sharp last night, he only allowed 2 receptions, 1 interception, 1 pass breakup, 35 quarterback rating allowed. So that's their DBs were just on fire the whole playoffs, and then the offense capitalized on it. And I don't know if you saw that punt where they blocked the punt. That number 87 didn't even block. He just let the dude go right past him, and they ended up blocking it and scoring. So that was special teams coming through too.
Yeah, that's insane when you only rush 4 on a punt block attempt, and the punting team has 7 blockers stop those 4. And one went
Yeah,
completely unaccounted for.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, and you'd think that they would throw in a little extra protection just because I used block 3 kicks already this year, so it's not like they got a bad special teams. So the end of the year 16-0, and their final winning margin was 29.94 per game. 1 shutout, 10 wins over teams with the 500 winning percentage, 6 over the final AP ranked teams, 5 wins against top 10s, and 4 over the top 5. That's insane run. That's why they're calling it arguably the best team in history.
What do you think? You think it's the best team in history, Mikey?
No. That 2001 Miami Hurricanes team, like how many Hall of Famers on that team? And not only Hall of Famers, but like 38 Pro Bowl players, and like they had Willis McGahee at fullback because they couldn't find a spot for him. Like that was, the LSU team was also, they had a 26 and a half yards, 26 and a half points per game winning margin. They went 15-0, 0 shutouts though. So that was probably the greatest offense. But as far as overall team, like, IU went undefeated and they killed it.
For sure. So
Now they
what does IU have to do now to or should I say this? Do you think that IU will be a dynasty? You think this will be an ongoing thing or one and done?
Definitely wouldn't call it one and done. I mean, we were somewhat in the mix last year. In fact, the only 2 teams we lost to were the teams that competed in the championship game. Um, Now we didn't look great in those 2 games against them, but we were still a respectable team.
Yeah, it's more than respectable. You get to the playoffs, first year your head coach is there. It's that's pretty unheard of, the turnaround from losing his program ever to college football playoffs. So yeah, and then they capitalized on that this year. So I think that they're going to continue to be in the mix. A lot of those transfer JMU guys, or I think there's only 8 left, and he had 30 plus his first year. So definitely putting JMU on the map, and they did good again this year. They actually made the playoffs. So now whether they deserve to be there or not, I don't know, but they put up some points against Oregon. So
Better than Texas Tech did. Much better than Texas Tech.
yeah. Yeah, Texas Tech just didn't have the offense. They got a great defense. Their
And
offense is terrible.
they bought their team.
Yeah.
They're done.
Yep. 20+ million, I think they
Oh,
spent,
yeah.
and they got more coming next year. They got a really good defense coming back next year.
I'll tell you what, they do it different down in Texas, man. Between them, Texas Longhorns, Texas A&M, oh, they're chucking money.
Oh, they love football.
TCU's probably giving out a little bit of a bag.
They got to, yeah, to stay even competitive. So, what do you think, Joey? You think they're about to go on a run, or just make the playoffs every year?
I think they're gonna be a dynasty for sure. I mean, it's been going on for a couple years now, but like you said, he's lost his JMU players, so now he's gonna have to be strategic as hell in the portal. Definitely
Yeah.
gonna have to build a little bit of that defense back up. They got the quarterback situation. Got to get their skill players. Got to get everything like that on lock. But yeah, I mean, I think they will be competitive in the Big Ten from now on. Um, yeah, I mean, they just done so well this year, and Signetti was right about his word. He said Google him. And the team's just getting better and better every year that he's coaching it. So I guess we'll see next year how strategic this portal is, and maybe it's a good thing Alberto is transferring. Maybe he can just go out, get some experience, and come back. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
his brother came. His brother came here senior year. I mean, maybe he can go Georgia Tech for a couple years and then come back and then show off. I mean, maybe that's just what he needs is just a little experience. So
yeah, he's going in. I think his unless he's a red shirt. I'm not sure about that, but this should be his junior year. So he could at least go to Georgia Tech for 1 year, maybe transfer out to a major program if he does well.
I think he would technically be a sophomore, won't he?
He was at IU last year.
As a red shirt freshman, because he didn't touch the
Yeah,
field. So
he probably redshirted.
yeah, yeah. See, he has a few more years, man, under his belt. Um, yeah, I mean that's we'll see. We'll see what we do about see what IU does about backup quarterbacks and stuff. Because obviously they already got pretty much starting quarterback. What do you guys think about him?
Um, I think he fits the profile. A little less athletic than Mendoza. Uh, can definitely sling the ball. Uh, I think right now, as it stands out of the active quarterbacks going into the next season, he has the most passing yards and touchdowns. He does have quite a few picks under his belt, so hopefully we can get the discipline under control, get better at making reads, and just keep playing this Indiana football. That feels great to say.
Yeah, he had a good year this year. 66% completion percentage, 3,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 13 picks. You'd think with Signetti and some good receivers coming in that he can really probably even do better. But he's another experienced quarterback, just like Mendoza. I mean, he's a 3-year starter now. 2,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 3,900 yards, 27, 3,400, 29. So he's getting better every year. They beat even USC in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
I can't help but think that maybe I'm sure we'll be able to run the ball um, in an effective manner. But on the receiving end, we'll have Charlie Becker coming back. Uh, Omar Cooper's still a possibility to return. We brought in Nick Marsh, huge, great receiver from Michigan State. So I don't know if that passing game is really going to fall behind by any means.
I think it's gonna come down. You gotta get make sure the line's straight. Coogan, I think he's done, right?
Yes, he is done.
Yeah,
We picked up a pretty big uh, guy from Wisconsin in the portal, interior O lineman. Definitely won't exactly replace Coogan, but step in the right direction.
right. Mikey, Notre Dame got any more linemen in the portal that we can steal?
There is one that left, I think. I was just looking up the IU transfers. They got an interior offensive lineman coming in. He's a 4-star. Let's see, corner, kicker, tight end, safety, edge, punter, running back. At Turbo Richard, he'll be nice because both IU's running backs are seniors.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another thing. They got a 3-star receiver named Shaz Preston coming in. I can't tell what logo that is, but yeah, it looks like really just one offensive lineman from the portal. But he came from Wisconsin, and I know he was a starter. That was a really good get. I think he's like a 3-year starter or something like that. Originally, he's rated 93, second overall in interior offensive lineman. So he's 6'5", 317. He's a big boy.
Big pickup.
Yeah. He just he had to go to Notre Dame because y'all produced the lineman, man. He wanted to get that experience real quick.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
taking Coogan from us, man, that hurt a little bit because Notre Dame's got a very young offensive line. I think the start of the year, I didn't think there were many not even returning starters, but I don't think many of them had started hardly at all, which is why Miami had such a good game against them. Miami's offensive and defensive line are just their O line is just massive. That one guy's 6'9", 345, like it's unreal.
That's insane. That's a unit right there.
That's
a unit.
That's an earth mover right there. So, but IU held their own, and they got a couple edge guys coming in, and a lot of defense on the transfers. It looks like, actually, D line they stole one from Notre Dame. Josh Burnham, 6'4", 260 edge rusher. So he's got some good size to him.
All right, y'all. That concludes our episode of Tip Offs and Kickoffs. Really appreciate you guys for the support. Go ahead, hit that like button, that subscription, share this, and we out. Peace.
We out. Hoosiers!
Hoosiers!